Every now and then, you come across a story online that just stops you in your tracks. Well, today, we're diving into one of those. It's a really powerful story from Reddit about a single dad, his 10-year-old daughter, and a split second decision that, well, it changed their family forever. And this is so much more than just a family squabble. It's really about one man drawing a line in the sand to stop generational trauma right in its tracks. And it all kicks off with this. So simple, so honest. Just try to picture it for a second. You've got this 10-year-old girl. She is just beaming with pride, but she's also, a little nervous. She's just starting to get the hang of this new thing. And in that moment, she's vulnerable, but she is so excited to share what she's learned. And then this happens. This is the comment that just completely shatters the entire moment. It's not constructive criticism. It's not even a bad joke. It's just pure casual cruelty. And the worst part? It comes from the one place a kid should always feel safe, their own family. Okay, so let's set the stage a little more clearly. We've got a single dad who has his parents, the girl's grandparents, over for dinner. Everything seems totally normal, totally fine, until his daughter asks if she can perform for them. I mean, think about that. She's only had 2 lessons. She plays her song, probably a few wrong notes, maybe a couple of pauses, but she gets all the way through it. And then she looks up, and her face is just lit up with this massive smile, She's expecting a round of applause, some encouragement. Yeah, that's not what she got. That beautiful moment of pride and joy is about to be replaced by something really, really ugly. Let's take a look at how they actually reacted. And this right here just perfectly captures that horrible, jarring disconnect. On one side, you have a child's pure, unfiltered happiness, and on the other, as the dad himself put it, a massive fucking belly laugh. Not just a little chuckle, we're talking a full-throated, mocking laugh from both of them. You can just feel the air get sucked out of the room. Which, of course, brings up the biggest question of all. Why? I mean, why would you ever react like that? When the father called them on it, they actually tried to justify their behavior. So what on earth could possibly be the excuse for laughing at a 10-year-old? This was the grandmother's defense. The idea that this bullying, this open mockery, was some sort of twisted life lesson, that by crushing a child's spirit, you're somehow preparing them for a tough world. It's an argument I think many of us have heard before in some form, but really, does it hold any water? Well, her son, the father, certainly didn't think so. He didn't get into a debate. He didn't argue with them. His response was immediate, it was decisive, and as we'll see, it was deeply, deeply personal. The father's reaction was just instant. He said he went from 0 to 100 in a split second. There was no hesitation. He saw his daughter just shrink in on herself. He saw that all too familiar pattern, and a switch just flipped. He stood up, took their drinks right out of their hands, and told them to get out of his house. And right here, this is the line that explains everything. This is the exact moment he connects what's happening now to his own past. He wasn't just defending his daughter from one mean comment. He was fighting back against decades of his own painful history with these very same people. And as he went on to explain, this wasn't some new, shocking behavior. Not at all. He had lived through the exact same thing. When he was a kid, he joined a choir, and his parents came to one show. They mocked him, they filmed him, and then they showed the videos to other relatives so they could all laugh about it together. They literally laughed him out of his own hobby. He quit right after that. That context is just absolutely crucial here. So, what happens after you throw your own parents out of your house? As you can imagine, the fallout was pretty swift. The family immediately circled the wagons, but a totally unexpected group of people gave him a completely different perspective. And the difference is just staggering. His own sister called him a nasty piece of work. His father called him precious. They accused him of coddling his daughter, of wrapping her in cotton wool. But on Reddit, thousands of total strangers saw it in a completely different light. They called him a hero. They validated his rage. They confirmed that his 0 to 100 reaction was the only right way to respond to bullying like that. The numbers really don't lie. In the court of internet opinion, the verdict was pretty much unanimous. A staggering 98% of people who voted said he was not the asshole. And all of that overwhelming support, he said, helped to calm his anger and just reaffirm that he had absolutely done the right thing. So, why are we talking about this? Why does it all matter? Because the story doesn't end that night. Almost a full year later, the father posted an update, and it shows the profound long-term impact that this one decision had on their lives. The path forward was crystal clear for him. After that initial confrontation, he got a few more toxic messages, and then he chose silence. He cut them off completely, blocked their numbers, and 11 months later, he was able to report back on what grew in that silence: peace and healing. But he did so much more than just remove the negative. He actively, and I mean actively, invested in the positive. He decided he was going to nurture the very same passion his parents had once mocked in him. He went out and bought his daughter a proper piano, a really significant investment of over £5,000 for a quality secondhand Yamaha. And that wasn't it. He then spent another £1,600 just getting it moved, repaired, and properly tuned. I mean, just think about that total. This wasn't just buying an instrument, this was a statement. Where his parents had given him mockery, he was giving his daughter unwavering, tangible support. And the results really do speak for themselves. His daughter, who's now 11, takes lessons twice a week, and she absolutely loves it. Their home is peaceful, he's found a new partner who is supportive, and his daughter, and this is the most important part, she understands why those people aren't in their lives anymore, and she is absolutely thriving. And all of this led to a massive realization for the father himself. He finally let go of that old toxic idea that his parents' cruelty had somehow made him strong. Instead, he realized that he became a good person and a great father in spite of his upbringing, never because of it. So this brings us all the way back to the grandmother's original excuse. What does it actually mean to prepare a child for the world? Is it being their first bully, to toughen them up? Or is it giving them such an unshakable foundation of love and support that they have a safe harbor to come back to when the world inevitably is cruel? In the end, a commenter on Reddit just summed it all up with this simple but incredibly profound advice. This father didn't just stand up for his daughter that night. In that one single moment, he also stood up for the little boy who was laughed out of a choir room all those years ago. And he finally became the protective, supportive adult that he himself had always needed.